Good, good afternoon, good morning to all of you. In previous lecture, we have finished about the velocity ratio of different machines, that is simple axle and wheel, differential axle and wheel, worm and worm wheel, single purchase grab, double purchase grab, pinch type, simple screw jack, Western Pro differential block and gear pulley block. So all this you have seen in the previous class, and actually previous class is the tutorial class on Saturday. On each Saturday there will be tutorial class, and we will uh, solve example or important formulas needed for to solving the examples. We will see. Okay. So today we will see the uh, graph of load versus effort, load versus ideal effort, load versus effort lost in a friction, and load versus mechanical advantage, also load versus efficiency. So all this we are already studied. What is load, what is the effort, what is mechanical advantage, and what is the effort lost in the friction. All these definitions we have seen this unit earlier. Okay, now we will see how to plot uh, into the graph, how to represent all this uh, with graph. Okay, all these things you are going through, you have seen input of the machine, output of the machine, efficiency of the machine, and the definition types of machine based on the efficiency, conditions of reversibility, non-reversibility, real machine, actual machine. We have seen. Mute your camera, mute yourself. Then ideal machine, no machine. Who is this person? Mute yourself, otherwise I will remove you. Ideal effort, ideal load, lever arm, maximum mechanical advantage. All this we have seen, and maximum efficiency. All you have seen the previous classes. Also effort lost in the friction load loss, and then the velocity ratios of the different uh, machines, that is simple axial and wheel we have seen, differential axial and wheel we have seen, worm and worm wheel we have seen the velocity ratio, and single purchase grab, double purchase grab, and screw jack, Western differential pulley block, and geared pulley block. This the velocity ratio of gear pulley block is nothing but you can see N1 N3 to the N2 N3. So in this geared pulley block, the diameter of effort wheel is capital D, and diameter of load drum is the small d. So D upon D2. And what is N1? Number of paws on effort wheel, number of teeth on pinion wheel. Similarly, number of teeth on the spur wheel N3, and number of forks on load wheel, that is N4. So we can see the velocity ratio of the gear pulley block is nothing but we can write down this d upon d as n3 upon n2. This manner you can write down, or it may be n1 n3 divided by n2 n4. So this is we are already seen. Now in today's lecture uh, we have to see the graph uh, how to plot the graph, uh, load versus effort, ideal effort, effort lost in friction, mechanical advantage, and the efficiency. And the value of C is the effort required to overcome initial friction. So any machine to start, we need some initial effort. Uh, so that is nothing but it is to overcome the initial friction, and that value is nothing but C value. Let's see here the graph number one, the graph load versus uh, effort. है ना? So you can see here the graph load versus effort is a straight line. It is a straight line. So what is the formula? Is P is equal to mw plus C. है ना? So here you can see in this graph the value of C, what it represent. It represent initially you need some initial effort to start the machine. To start the machine, you need the initial effort. So that initial effort, it is due to the friction in the machine. So that's why we need the initial effort. So that's why the every graph, it will start uh, from non-zero, because we need initial speed. है ना? So as we increase the load, you can see that here is, you can see P, there's different points on the graph, okay, and you can say that, and this is another point, okay, another point, and again the different, it is uh, load is directly proportional to, here W is directly proportional to the value of P. What your effort to lift the load. So mw plus C, your equation form. Why there is plus C? Because always there is initial friction into the your machine. तो है ना, क्यों यहाँ पर C की वैल्यू है? हाँ, वाई इट इज़ नॉट स्टार्टिंग ज़ीरो. अगर ज़ीरो से स्टार्ट हो गया तो वो आइडियल हो जाएगा, है ना. देयर इज़ नो फ्रिक्शन. तो कोई भी चीज़ में अगर फ्रिक्शन नहीं है, इनिशियल इफर्ट नहीं लग रहा है, एंड इट्स कंटिन्यूस है, तो वी कैन नॉट say that any object in the university without friction. So it's, always there is some friction into the machine. So that is nothing but the value CR in exist, and that's why it is not start with the O. तो अगर हमारा हमको मालूम है कि अगर 10 kg है तो एफर्ट 15 का लग रहा है, 15 kg है एफर्ट 25 का लग रहा है, ओके. 20 kg है एफर्ट 35 का लग रहा है. Likewise, you can plot a graph, है ना. तो this is to be plotted, है ना. तो लोड हमारा जो भी है, it will be on the x axis, because we know the load, the value of load, that's why it is independent, है ना. but value of effort we don't know, है ना. कितना लगने वाला है हमको लिफ्ट करने के लिए, हमको मालूम नहीं, हमको बाद में मालूम होगा, है ना. when we apply the force to lift the that load. तो इसी तरह जैसे जैसे हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, लोड हमारा बढ़ेगा तो इफर्ट भी हमारा बढ़ेगा. तो likewise it is the straight line. when we draw the graph between load versus effort, it is always a straight line. It is always a straight line. So this one is graph for the load versus effort. Okay. Now the graph of load against effort is a straight line. Curves the y-axis giving the intercept c represent the effort lost in friction at zero load. तो लोड है, अगर कुछ भी नहीं है तो हमको initially to start any machine we need some effort. So that is the effort lost in friction. That's the value of C is nothing but it represents the effort lost in. Okay, so this is the graph load versus effort we can plot, and how we can find out the value of this theta or slope m. So slope is nothing but it is nothing but denoted by m, and this is theta tan theta is nothing but opposite upon adjacent. So you have to write down this, है ना? Then what is the slope? This y2 is this one, y1 is this place, minus y1 to this distance, this opposite distance. Okay, divided by now the x distance, the opposite is nothing but this distance. Okay, from this to this, find out by x2 minus x1. So tan theta is equal to opposite upon adjacent. So opposite this line is adjacent to the theta. ये मुकाबिल है, मुकाबिल अपॉन बाजू. तो यहाँ पर tan थीटा क्या हो गया हमारा, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x, and that will give you the slope of your curve. Okay, since the w is proportional to the p, then the graph is a straight line. Now the second graph you will see the load versus percentage efficiency. The second graph you will see the load versus percentage efficiency, because you know that the load is in Newton or in a kilonewton. The percentage efficiency or efficiency is always eta value is in percentage. So when we draw, we know the different percentage efficiency of at different load. Then we will draw. When we draw this, the graph will be cutting the maximum points, and this is the curve. This is the curve. So when the W is this, then efficiency is this, and W is this, meter 2, likewise. So then the efficiency is W3 or W4. Likewise, you can draw the graph for the load versus efficiency. Okay, so how to find the efficiency we know. So that's why the graph of load versus efficiency can be plotted. These values you can either find out the efficiency value based on the load or either it is given to you. The graph of load W against percentage efficiency is curve is shown in the figure above. As load increases, percentage efficiency also increases and therefore give rise to a smooth curve gradually increasing and becomes more or less parallel to x-axis. Okay, so after that some point will come, the efficiency will not increase and it will be horizontal to the x-axis further. Now this we have seen the efficiency curve, and that can be easily drawn while knowing the uh, 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 different values of load, and we can find out the different efficiency for the different load. Similarly, you are seeing all this graph that W is on the x-axis, because load what we have to lift is a known quantity. It is known to us. It is independent. Yeah. And on y-axis, you have seen the efficiency, you have seen the effort, you have the mechanical advantage, eh? Friction loss. These are on the y-axis because they are dependent on the value of load. They are dependent on the value of load. तो ये आपको मालूम रहना चाहिए कि एक्स एक्सिस पर लोड है क्योंकि वो किसी पर डिपेंड नहीं है ना. वाई एक्सिस पे जो भी क्वांटिटीज है वो लोड पर डिपेंड है. इसके लिए यहाँ पर एक्स एक्सिस पर हमारा क्या है, लोड है, और वाई एक्सिस पे क्या है हमारा डिफरेंट एफर्ट है, एफिशिएंसी है, मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज. तो यहाँ पर भी जो कर्व आप देख रहे हैं, तो जनरली व्हाट इज द मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज. मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज इज नथिंग बट 1/, है ना, 1/m, या फिर आप लोग बोल सकते हैं 1/tan थीटा. तो एज द लोड इंक्रीजेज योर मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज ऑल्सो इंक्रीजेज. तो ग्राफ वर्सेस लोड अगेंस्ट मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज, यू कैन सी इट इज नथिंग बट against the same pattern we have seen for the efficiency. The efficiency is the ratio of input of the machine to the output of the machine, है ना. It is a ratio of mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio. Definitely this will happen also the curve. So this is shown in the figure. As load increases, mechanical advantage also increases and therefore gives a smooth gradually increasing curve. So this is the curve number 3. Also we are plotting it against the load because load is the independent to other. At the maximum value of load, maximum mechanical advantage is equal to 1/m, है ना. तो maximum mechanical advantage is, what is the maximum mechanical advantage? It is 1/m. M is nothing but your slope, है ना. You have seen the in the previous that m is equal to nothing but tan theta, that is y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. मैक्सिमम मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज कहाँ पर आएगा, जहाँ पर 1/m आपका स्लोप इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज. तो यू कैन सी दिस ग्राफ कैन बी प्लॉटेड. तो ऑन डिफरेंट वैल्यू ऑफ लोड, different of value of mechanical advantage, and it is increasing as the load is increasing. Then the fourth one is load versus ideal effort. What is ideal effort? Pi. When effort we are if there is no friction, in without available of the friction we are lifting the load, then that is called as ideal effort. तो पहले भी हम लोग effort की definition यहाँ पर देख चुके हैं. Once again you can see what is the ideal effort. तो यहाँ पर आप देखेंगे आइडियल इफर्ट की डेफिनेशन क्या है. Ideal effort, the effort which is required to lift the load when there is no friction. तो ऐसा इफर्ट जिसमें कोई फ्रिक्शन नहीं है, तो इसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग, आइडियल इफर्ट. and the value of this ideal effort is W upon velocity ratio. Okay, so here this graph number 4, you can see it is nothing but the load versus the ideal effort, the load versus the ideal effort. अब यहाँ पर आप देखिए लोड वर्सेस आइडियल इफर्ट यानी पी आई, यानी ऐसा इफर्ट जिसमें कोई फ्रिक्शन नहीं, इन एब्सेंस ऑफ फ्रिक्शन दैट कैन बी डन, है ना। तो यहाँ पर देखते हैं आप कि आइडियल इफर्ट विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन। अब यहाँ देखेगा this ideal effort is started from the origin. O is the origin. Okay, so why it is, because it is a ideal effort, so there is no loss of friction, there is no loss of friction. Okay, so when we draw the graph versus load versus the ideal effort, it is always, it is also the straight line as in case of load versus effort, but the C value here, the value of C is here 0, because there is no friction, because in absence of friction we are lifting the load, and that effort is called as ideal effort. So the graph of load against ideal effort is a straight line, passes through origin. Why it is passes through the origin? Because C value is 0. आपने पहली ग्राफ में क्या देखा, यहाँ पर देखिए आप पहली क्या देखिए, वहाँ पर फ्रिक्शन है, तो आइडियल स्टार्ट में कुछ इफर्ट रख रहा है वो फ्रिक्शन को ओवरकम करने के लिए, तो दैट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ सी हियर, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दिस load versus effort, this is straight line, but it is not starting from the origin, because there is some loss of friction in real world, है ना। In ideally, if you are saying that ideal effort, then there is no loss of friction, and without friction loss your load is lifted and the value of C is there 0. तो यहाँ पर W is directly proportional to the PI, that is ideal effort. Okay, तो यहाँ पर भी you can easily if you are to find out the slope or all this thing, you can easily find out if you know the coordinates of each point of load and effort, because you know, and you can easily find out. So that is nothing but the graphical representations of the load versus and ideal efforts. Okay, so this is the graph load versus ideal effort, because there is no friction. Now the load versus effort lost in friction. The graph number 5, you can see the load versus effort lost in the friction. The effort loss in the friction is PF, है ना, and then the graph of load is nothing but W against effort loss in friction. PF is also a straight line. It is also a straight line. When we draw the graph versus load versus effort loss in a friction, is nothing but straight line. Okay, the coordinates, if you know the load, you can calculate the effort, you can calculate the effort lost in a friction, you can calculate the mechanical advantage, you can calculate the velocity ratio, you can calculate the efficiency, and based on these values you can draw a graph for your representation by graphically, so that it is easily understandable graphically. तो हम लोग जनरली कोई भी रिपोर्ट है और रिजल्ट है, हम लोग वैल्यूज़ की बजाय ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन करते हैं, तो इट इज़ ईजिली एंड विजुअली इट इज़ लुक गुड and it is easily understandable to the people. क्या टाइम हुआ समीर मलिक? हमारा घर है कभी भी आने का जाने का, तो यू शुड ज्वाइन ऑन टाइम, यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन लेक्चर। अब वो सबको अगर हम एक जगह क्लब कर दें तो ग्राफ, अगर हम बोलेंगे तो हर एक के लिए एक्स एक्सिस पर आप देखिए कि यहाँ पर एक्स एक्सिस पर दिस इज द एक्स एक्सिस, और एक्स एक्सिस पर है, बिकॉज लोड इज द independent quantity and it can be physically measured. It can be physically measured. The students those are joining late, they are missing the important lectures. But still they can watch the video. I am sharing the YouTube. You can subscribe my channel, and then every lecture notification will be there, and you can view the lecture and make your own notes. Okay. So this is the some how to make the graph or different graphs you have to prepare, and in this uh, lecture the unit number 2 is completed. So you can see here unit number 2, the different contents were completed in the lecture: simple lifting machine, load effort, mechanical advantage, applications and advantage, velocity ratio, efficiency of machine and law of machine velocity, ideal machine, friction in machine, maximum mechanical advantage, efficiency, reversible and non-reversible machines based on the efficiency we have seen, and condition of reversibility. Also velocity ratio of different machines, simple axial wheel, differential axial wheel, all this we have completed in your unit number 2. So what we have covered? We have covered the components of the given lifting machine. What are the components of lifting machine? Differentiate the working principle of the given two types of simple lifting machine. स्क्रू जैक किस तरह काम करता है आपका, और गियर पुली ब्लॉक या डिफरेंशियल एक्शन व्हील या एक्शन एल व्हील, सिंपली how they are working. All these principles we have seen by videos and also by explanation. Then determination of velocity ratio, efficiency and law of given simple lifting machine. velocity ratio किस तरह मालूम करना है डिफरेंट मशीन को हम लोग ने देखा, और law of the given simple lifting machine also we have listed. Now you can also calculate the effort required and load lifted by the given simple lifting machine by using the formulas, and you are also interpret the graph. The graph किस तरह हमको बनाना है, किस तरह आप ड्रॉ करेंगे, how to interpret this also you learn and on today's lecture. These are the outcome of your unit number 2. So we all these outcomes we are fulfilled till now, and based on these studies, you can select the relevant simple lifting machine required for the given purpose with justification कि आपको ये मशीन क्यों यूज़ करना है, and that will be after studying this unit thoroughly you can able to select the relevant simple lifting machine, है ना। अभी कुएं से पानी निकालना है तो हम स्क्रू जैक यूज़ करेंगे क्या? नहीं, आप पुली ब्लॉक यूज़ करेंगे, है ना। अगर गाड़ी को कार को उठाना है तो आप स्क्रू जैक यूज़ करेंगे या गेट पुली ब्लॉक यूज़ करेंगे? डेफिनेटली आप स्क्रू जैक यूज़ करेंगे। ये आपको समझ में आ गया ये सब्जेक्ट और ये यूनिट पढ़ने से, तो डैट इज़ नथिंग बट इसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग, आउटकम ऑफ योर दिस सब यूनिट, है ना। तो ये यूनिट का आउटकम हमारा ये 6 आउटकम्स हैं 2A से लेके 2F, इट इज़ गिवन इन योर सिलेबस कॉपी। तो मेरे ख्याल से आपको यहाँ पर समझ में आ गया होगा। अब इसके बाद बिफोर स्टार्टिंग द यूनिट नंबर 3, we will solve I will solve some examples, and then we will uh, go to the uh, uh, to solve the examples. So in that case we will see the different important formula we have learned in this unit one by one. So you can see here all these things you have already learned. Just the formula, you can see what is the mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is nothing but it is a ratio of load upon effort. What is the mechanical advantage? It is a ratio of load upon effort. So we can see the input of the machine, output of the machine. Input of the machine is the effort, and output is nothing but lifting of the machine. So what is the mechanical advantage? It is nothing but the load upon effort is a ratio of effort. So this formula you should write down on your notebook, and uh, when we solve the example tomorrow you will need this. And what is the velocity ratio? Velocity ratio is VR, and VR is equal to distance effort to the distance traveled by the load. So what is the velocity ratio? Write down on your notebook. It is the ratio of distance traveled by the effort y to the distance traveled by the load x. तो दो इंपॉर्टेंट फार्मूले हमारे पास हो गए. पहला क्या है? मैकेनिकल एडवांटेज. दूसरा क्या है? वेलोसिटी रेशियो. नाउ इनपुट ऑफ मशीन क्या है हमारा? इनपुट ऑफ मशीन अगर हम बोलेंगे तो P into x, sorry, P into y. The input of the machine will be P into y. तो अब देखेंगे तो यूनिट नंबर 2 में अगर हम देखते हैं तो दिस इज योर the input of the machine is nothing but effort and the distance traveled by the effort. So it is a product of input of the machine. It is a product of the distance traveled by the effort, and the distance traveled by effort is denoted by the y. The input of the machine is P into y. है ना? Mechanical advantage, there is a ratio of load upon effort. Okay, and it is always value of mechanical advantage is always uh, more than unity, more than 1. Then output of the machine is nothing but the load W into the distance traveled by the load. You can see the output of the machine, that is the load W into the distance traveled by the load. So that is the output of the machine. Then efficiency of the machine is nothing but it is a ratio of output of the machine to the input of the machine. Okay, output of the machine is W into X, input of the machine is P into Y. So when we put, we will get the formula. Efficiency in percentage is nothing but the mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio. Mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio. So that also gives us the percentage efficiency. It is the ratio of output of the machine to the input of the machine into the 100, because its value is always in the percentage, so that that's why we are multiplying with the 100. And the ratio of if you say if you do the arrangement, you will find out that the velocity efficiency of the machine is nothing but mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio. That is also we have derived this formula from the formula output of the machine to the input of machine by 100, or in other words, the efficiency is nothing but the efficiency is nothing but the mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio. So different velocity ratio and different mechanical advantage you can find out as per the load angle. Then types of machine is depend on the reversible machine. If the value of efficiency is greater than 50%, less than 50% irreversible machine. If neta is 50%, then machine is at the point of reversing. If neta is equal to 50, then the machine is at the point of reversing, and you can see this is consideration of reversibility. This neta you have seen. When neta is less than 100%, then that is the actual machine. But in ideal machine, generally the neta value is 100%. In that case, VR is equal to MA. The velocity ratio is equal to mechanical advantage. Then that is the ideal machine. Now, another important formula we have seen this P is equal to MW plus C. P is equal to MW plus C. So that is P into MW plus C is nothing but the law of machine. And why there is the value of C always? Because there is friction loss and it is always in some machine. The effort applied to lift the load is P. W is the weight lifted by the machine. M is the slope of straight line, and C is the effort required to start the machine initially, or to overcome the initial friction. The value of C is there. So this is the law of machine. Law of machine is equal to P is equal to MW plus C. So write down this equation also, and this formula will require to solve your problem in the next class. Okay. So these important formulas what we are dictating to you. It is tomorrow when we solve the example, you should know when you can able to solve the example. Okay, and you have to understand the example first. You have to write down the what is given, and based on these formulas, you have to find out the efficiency, you have to find the mechanical advantage, you have to find out the velocity ratio, you have to find out the law of machine, you have to find out the maximum mechanical advantage, that is 1 upon n, and maximum efficiency, that is nothing but the ratio of maximum mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio. So these are the law of machine, and also this formula when asked to find out the ideal effort. The ideal effort is nothing but when the load is lifted when there is no friction. So it should be right on. This formula is also important. If it is asked to you to find out the ideal effort, the ideal effort is nothing but Pi is equal to W upon VR. W is the load to lifted, and VR the velocity ratio, and velocity ratio of each machines are constant. Eh? Machine to machine it is changing, but machine type of machine the velocity ratio is constant for that type of machine. Then ideal load Wi is equal to P into VR. the load which can be lifted by an effort P when there is no reaction, no friction. तो जब फ्रिक्शन नहीं रहेगा ऐसे टाइम में अगर हम लोग जो लोड इफर्ट लगाते हैं लोड उठाने के लिए उसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? आइडियल लोड. एंड इट इज नथिंग बट इट इज अ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ effort applied in absence of friction into velocity ratio. So this ideal load is a product of P upon VR. Ideal effort is the ratio of load upon velocity ratio. Lever arm, and mechanical advantage is nothing but W upon P, and to get the maximum mechanical advantage, so it is the ratio of the value of C upon W. If it is very less, so it should be neglected. Then the ratio of 1 upon M, this will give the maximum mechanical advantage. Okay, so that you can easily find out the maximum mechanical advantage by using this formula. Yani, what is the maximum mechanical advantage? It is the inverse of your slope of your straight line way you have find earlier. Okay, now the maximum mechanical advantage you have seen. So this maximum mechanical advantage will give you the maximum efficiency. Maximum mechanical advantage will give you the maximum efficiency, and that is nothing but it is a ratio of maximum mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio 1 upon m into VR. This value will give you the maximum efficiency. तो अगर आप क्वेश्चन में आपको मैक्सिमम एफिशिएंसी मालूम करने के लिए जो है तो इन दैट केस यू टू राइट द maximum mechanical advantage divided by velocity ratio, it gives you maximum efficiency. So these are the important formula uh, for the problem solving of the your unit number 2, that is the simple lifting machine. And tomorrow inshallah we will try to solve the example on the velocity ratio, example on how to find out the effort, how to find out the efficiency, how to find out the mechanical advantage of different examples. We will see tomorrow inshallah, and then this unit will be finished. All students, they should remember that in tutorial class the example I will give to you and you will solve. You will sit with the pen and paper and calculator, whatever required for your tutorial class, and then I will give the example, and the live example will be there, and you have to solve your example. Okay, so this is very important, and you should know each and every formula. Now, if it is asked that what is the effort lost in friction, so effort loss in friction generally it is denoted by PF. Okay, so it is nothing but the difference between the actual effort to the ideal effort, है ना? So this you can find ideal effort, and the difference between these two is nothing but the effort lost in the friction. Similarly, load lost in friction you can find out WF. WF is the ratio of, यहाँ पर देखिए कि आइडियल इफर्ट इट इज कमिंग लेटर ऑन. So effort always it will be required large because this is a friction, है ना? और आइडियल लोड it is coming first here. It is always large to the actual load. Okay, that minus W, the load lost in the friction. Okay, so that these formulas are very useful to calculate the your. So today we finish the theory class of this unit number 2 also. Unit number 2 is finished, In your examination, it will be on the unit number 1 and unit number 2. The test will be there. So unit number 2, because you still to remain to solve the some example tomorrow, and whatever the syllabus will cover till the 30th अप्रैल, 30 अप्रैल तक जितना भी सिलेबस आपका कवर होगा, वहाँ तक आपका टेस्ट होगा, एंड द टेस्ट विल बी बेस्ड ऑन द MCQs. So you should study well so that you can easily solve the example. Okay. So here, so network connection is lost, I think so.